Good morning, Michael here, and today we're looking at Psalms 2 with a focus on the first 3 verses and the exposition coming from the Treasury of David, written by Charles Spurgeon. Let's go ahead and read these first 3 verses, bearing in mind that the psalm itself is subtitled, The Reign of the Lord's Anointed. Verse 1. Why do the nations rage, and the peoples plot in vain? The kings of the earth set themselves, and the rulers take counsel together, against the Lord, and against his anointed, saying, Let us burst their bonds apart, and cast away their cords from us. So Spurgeon expounds. Verse 1. We have in these first 3 verses a description of the hatred of human nature against the Christ of God. No better comment is needed upon it than the apostolic song in Acts 4:27 and 28. For of a truth against thy holy child Jesus, whom thou hast anointed, both Herod and Pontius Pilate, with the Gentiles and the people of Israel, were gathered together, for to do whatever thy hand and thy counsel determined before to be done. The psalm begins abruptly with an angry interrogation, and well it may. It is surely but little to be wondered at, that the sight of creatures in arms against their God should amaze the psalmist's mind. We see the heathen raging, roaring like the sea, tossed to and fro with restless waves as the ocean in a storm. And then we mark the people in their hearts, imagining a vain thing against God. Where there is much rage, there is generally some folly, and in this case there is an excess of it. Note that the commotion is not caused by the people only, but their leaders foment the rebellion. The kings of the earth set themselves. In determined malice they arrayed themselves in opposition against God. It was not temporary rage, but deep-seated hate, for they set themselves resolutely to withstand the Prince of Peace. And the rulers take counsel together. They go about their warfare craftily, not with foolish haste, but deliberately. They use all the skill which art can give. Like Pharaoh they cry, Let us deal wisely with them. Oh, that men were half as careful in God's service to serve him wisely as his enemies are to attack his kingdom craftily. Sinners have their wits about them, and yet saints are dull. But what say they? What is the meaning of this commotion? Let us break their bands asunder. Let us be free to commit all manner of abominations. Let us be our own gods. Let us rid ourselves of all restraint. Gathering impudence by the traitorous proposition of rebellion, they add, Let us cast away, as if it were an easy matter. Let us fling off their cords from us. What, O ye kings, do you think yourselves Samson? And are the hands of omnipotence but as green wits before you? Do you dream that you shall snap to pieces and destroy the mandates of God, the decrees of the Most High, as if they were but tow? And do ye say, Let us cast away their cords from us? Yes, these are monarchs who have spoken thus, and there are still rebels upon thrones. However mad the resolution to revolt from God, it is one in which man has persevered ever since his creation, and he continues in it to this very day. The glorious reign of Jesus in the latter day will not be consummated until a terrible struggle has convulsed the nation. His coming will be as a refiner's fire, and like fuller's soap, and the day thereof shall burn as an oven. Earth loves not her rightful monarch, but clings to the usurper's sway. The terrible conflict of the last days will illustrate both the world's love of sin and Jehovah's power to give the kingdom to his only begotten. To a graceless neck, the yoke of Christ is intolerable, but to the saved sinner it is easy and light. We may judge ourselves by this. Do we love that yoke, or do we wish to cast it from us? Yes, yes, yes. We see it every day. A number of these monarchs just denying the love of God, the worship, the respect of God. They implement rules and laws that are so unlike God. Oh man. Well, the fire is there, and it surely shall have its substance. I so enjoy being reminded by God's word that he sits high and looks low. Well, I could go on. No. But trust you enjoy this meditation, first 3 verses of Psalms 2. Michael here yet again declaring, Jesus is Lord. Until next time, be